Hey there, welcome to Costa Rica Story Live, and we're coming from K Tuanas Cafe here down in Bahia. And yeah, so we are in a cafe, so you're going to hear cafe sounds, we got cafe music, cafe chatter, and I don't know if you can hear me. I should have a Senior Don told me I needed to put my external mic on so people could hear me. But if you're in the area of Uvita or Bahia, anywhere within sound of my voice, actually, stop in here at the cafe. It's a really cool place. I've got a great breakfast here. I'm turn off. I had to turn. I use my iPad to monitor the feed. So yeah, let me know where you're tuning in from. So yeah, welcome to Costa Rica Story Live. I would say hello to the Good Vibe Tribe. I know it's probably can't hear me too well. There was a point when I used to ask them to turn the music down, but I don't do that anymore. I figure if I'm somewhere and there's music, that's all part of it. But yeah, YouTube usually gets a copyright issues over that. But I'm just full volume. We'll take it as it is. So yeah, as I said before, where are you tuning in from? Let me know in the comments section, and we'll see where the audience is coming from. I didn't do a live last week because I had hoped to do because I had clients coming in, and I'm still trying to gauge interest to see if people are interested in the lives. I know I'll start doing some more specific topics. I don't know, and are you able to hear me? That's one thing. Can anybody let me know if they can hear the audio? Am I coming in okay with the music and stuff? So if you're just tuning in, we're live from K Tuanas Cafe. So, well, you can see behind me here, there's some decorations for the upcoming holiday. Because Costa Rica's Independence Day is September 15th, and there's a lot going on here. People like to celebrate here. They're going to have there's a torch run that comes, and the Independence Day is the independence from Spain, and a lot of the celebration deals with spreading the news that Costa Rica has their independence from Spain, and I think that was it with 1820. There's a coffee that has that same name. So, first comment, ZZ. I knew ZZ would be there. Ed coming in from Playa Hermosa can hear me. Okay. I knew I was loud. I didn't know I was that loud. ZZ, audio okay. Muchas gracias, señor. Buenos dias from Minnesota. All right. Good to know. Good to know. And so go back to the banners. The torch run is a pretty cool event. I've done some videos on that in the past, and they move that torch amazingly fast. Rain or shine, they can keep that torch lit. They just they gather around the torch and they keep the rain from getting into it. And I think they do actually have like two flames. So if one gets put out, they can light it from the other. But it comes down from far away. Anyways, it comes into town, and there's a kind of celebration where there's a lot of lanterns and things like that. And usually at this, like last year at the Salon Comunal here, they had that. A lot of there's art in that. I have a friend of mine that makes lanterns. She's trying to sell me one. I'm like, I don't have much of a lantern budget at this point. So one of the cool things about the Independence Day is singing to the Diana, and it's on the 15th, which is Monday, and this commemorates the independence from Spain. So back then there was no, you didn't have your cell phones, you didn't have your telephones. You had to spread the word of mouth, just by word of mouth. You have to get your mouth out there. So that's why there's a caravan that goes through all of Uvita and Bahia here, and I mean they do this in other towns too. But it starts like at 4 o'clock in the morning. Caravan of cars and trucks making all kinds of noise, horns and pots and pans, yelling and screaming and hollering and waving the flag, and just kind of announcing the fact that it's Costa Rica's independence, in this case, Independence Day. So that's kind of cool. I was talking about in a video before when I first moved here. I was like at 4 a.m. I heard all this noise off in the distance. I'm like, what is that? But I know now it was the Diana. So even here in Caetlanos, they've got a little display of a typical Costa Rican dress. And there's a chorador. A lot of the traditional Costa Rican Independence Day kind of theme. So that's the big excitement for this week. People are getting ready for all that kind of stuff. So, and I just have to bring up the fact that the whale season is still on, like Donkey Kong. They're seeing a lot of whales out there. We've got the southern migration now, and we will, in December, we'll have the other migration. So, as I always say, come to Uvita. There's an expression, Uvita waits for you. So get down there. And yeah, the Festival of the Whales and Dolphins was a big success. There's a lot of people in town. I didn't get to go to most of that. I was working on my computer, so I chose to work on the computer instead of participating in a lot of that stuff. I was also bummed out because I don't have my drone, and a lot of that stuff would be cool to be doing some drone video of, but I didn't, because there's a super cool beach run they do, and this year they had a mountain bike race, which was pretty cool. Some of my friends did well in that. I just also want to mention a few of the tours that are cool to do this time of year or any time of year. You can go to Corcovado and check out the wildlife there. And I've never done this. It's on my bucket list, but it's one of the things I need to get videos of, as well as Cano Island snorkeling. The tour company I work with wants to do a video, but we have to coordinate on that. So that's going to be a huge deal for me. Of course, the ATV tour here in Uvita is always a blast. So yeah, I want to help you book your tours. So if you're coming here and you're doing tours, by all means, I need to assist you in this. I can steer you in the right direction and set you up with the right tours for you. But there's the website. I've been working on this website for night and day. It seems like I'm getting that computer nut, from being on there. That's why it's nice when people come and we go out on the Uvita Day adventure. It's nice for me to get away from the computer for a little while. A lot of times I don't get to the beach unless I'm bringing somebody there or to the waterfalls. But I had a really adventurous group, the last group I did, and sometimes when people come to a vacation spot like Uvita, they'll go and they'll look at the waterfall, or they'll go to the beach and they'll say, "Oh yeah, that's nice," or "Okay, what's next?" But this group was like very immersive. They wanted to see everything, and they would, like, we were at a beach down here, and they went off on their own, and they actually spotted a cougar. We got a glimpse of a cougar because it was stalking some coati mundi, coyotes, and he got a quick glimpse of it. I don't know if he got any video. He's supposed to be getting back to me, but if he did, it would be like kind of like grainy. Like I saw Bigfoot footage, but he's pretty sure it was a puma, because the puma's been spotted a lot around like the national park and places here. Not really, it doesn't really pose a danger to people, but you always have to be alert for things like that. So yeah, it's fun when people actually like throw themselves into the natural world. That's kind of how I live my life here. I just like to experience things. Some people, like I had some people that came and I said, well, you want to check out this beach or that beach? And they're like, well, we've got beaches at home. I'm like, okay, you can't argue with that. If that's how somebody wants to explore, some people just want to put, the check marks in or get their images for Instagram or whatever. But I really like it when people come and they experience things and they immerse themselves. But that being said, if that's how you enjoy it, if you just want to get those things for Instagram, that's fine. I don't quite understand that as much, but everybody enjoys things in their own special way. So yeah, so I'm adding tours to the website. I'm currently working on. I'm doing some more detailed pages to make things easier for people to book. And I also need to mention, if you come to Uvita right now to experience the Uvita Day adventure with me, if you buy one day, you get a second day free if it's in your rental car. So if our time together is in your rental car, it's a 2-for-1. So this is a good time if you've been sitting on the fence, to get off the fence and get down here and explore Uvita. There's a ton of things we can do from doing the touristy things, or just stopping and coming to a cafe like this and talking to locals, or visiting my friends with businesses here. Big popular thing is going to the farmers market, El Mercado. That's always a blast. It's a great way to practice your Spanish. So yeah, this is the deal. When you use your rental car, I got water here. And this is September and October. So people might be asking, okay, so what's the weather like there? It's the rainy season. Is it raining all the time? And no, generally, if a typical day will be, it starts off maybe sunny a little bit, maybe a little cloudy, but if it rains, it's usually towards the afternoon, maybe 3-ish. Sometimes it's not exact science. It could rain anytime, any day, but generally it tends to be dry in the morning, and then towards the afternoon, more of a chance of rain. As you may know, if you watch this channel, if you are a member of the Good Vibe Tribe, you know that I'm kind of obsessive about getting my laundry done. So I've developed a pretty keen sense of when it's going to rain, and I know that I'm not a weatherman, but you have clothes on the line, you have an investment in that, so a little bit better with predicting the weather. But as always, a Tico can predict the weather better than a gringo. I always laugh when a gringo tries to predict the weather here, so I should be laughing at myself. So you need to get to uvitaday.com to check out the work I've been doing. I also do in-person consultations and online consultations. And also another thing, I've had a lot of people, I have both gringo and Tico friends that have property that they are potentially looking to sell. So I need to figure out an organized way to be able to present that, because I know a lot of you that are listening are looking for property. So, it's kind of a good mix. I feel like I'm a little bit of a conduit for that, because it's the real estate agents here don't really have much of a connection with much of the audience of the United States or Canada, and I know that's a big part of the viewership here is North America and Europe too. So anybody, I don't want to put Europe on a lower tier, because there's just many people from Europe that want to move here or anywhere else in the world. I got to be careful. I'm talking here. It's like normally you tend to just focus on one group, but you don't know everybody from anywhere could be watching right now. So yeah, so I can help you find a property. And I don't have it linked right now, but after the video's up for a while, I'm going to put some links down below to some of the things I've been talking about. So question out to you is, when do you plan to come and visit Vita? We get to some, no, I didn't get my car checked. One of the problems with having good mechanics are always hard to get in to see. And I was hoping to get in to see Jose before this week, but it's Thursday now, so it's not going to be this weekend. It's going to be well into next week because Monday is Independence Day. And yeah, that shortens that week up. So, my car is weird. Sometimes it almost like heals itself. And my friend Danair says, and I'm saying that in a joking way, but my friend Danair from Cafe Don Emilio, he's always making fun of me because he goes, gringos, you're always worried about your cars. You're always worried to take it on a bumpy road or whatever. And my thing is, it isn't necessarily that. It's just the fact that I just can't afford to have repairs done. So I have to be real careful with my car. And my car, it's like I say, it's 17 years old. So it's going to need help, on a regular basis. It's going to need things replaced. But yeah, I'm driving it now. I haven't heard that as much. So maybe I'm too nervous about it. I don't know. Hola, Kim, ¿cómo está? And Kim has been here and has explored Ubita with me. Well, yeah. If I'm finding metal shavings in it, I'm going to be, yeah, it's nothing I'm going to be able to fix. So maybe I better not look. No, Jose came in. He checked out my fluids and stuff. Jose was at my house, and he lives over in San Isidro, and I was worried. At first, I thought it was a noise with the drive shaft or something, but I don't know what the deal is with it. It's not. I think when I get home, I need to pay some attention to it. I need to wash it because I haven't washed it in a long time, and I'm parking in a different spot now because my old spot, my landlord wanted me to move to a different spot, so I'm out in the sun. So which is, it's not great for the car because the sun's pretty intense here. So if you're coming here, I would advise finding a place that has really good parking. Yeah, there's so many things. Yeah, I was thinking that too because I'm not a mechanic, but it just seemed like that might have been something like that. But I was thinking like drive shaft differential kind of thing, but I just don't know. I need to get him under there and look at it. There's a mechanic here in town, but Jose knows the car better. But it's one of those things I don't want to dwell on it too much because I have to deal with it at the moment I can deal with it, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm doing more detailed pages for each of the tours that I'm doing from the Survey boat tour. And I call that the monkey boat tour because every time I go there, I see tons and tons of monkeys. And it's Lynn and Abby are the guides. It's a father and daughter. And they have like a laser pointer. And it's great because every time they can see us like a snake up in a tree from miles away, almost not literally, but from hundreds of yards away that they can spot a snake. but they have like a laser pointer that they can shine on whatever animals that they find, and that's pretty cool. Because a lot of times, when somebody's pointing up to a tree, they go, "See, there's a sloth up there," and you're like, "Where?" You're kicking your neck trying to see where the sloth is. So when you go on the riverboat tour with Lynn and Abby, they have a laser pointer. Laser pointer shows you exactly where things are, and they really know they really know their stuff. They know the wildlife, and it's an educational experience for you. Um, so yeah, I haven't seen Senior Don check in yet. He probably hasn't woken up yet. So I mentioned in my daily, no, not my daily. I'm doing it a lot of YouTube Shorts lately. So I get that confused. I do a monthly update. I do a monthly life update here, but I also I do the daily updates. But on my monthly update, I was talking about the fact that I'm putting the gym on hold for a while because I just don't. I have to make sure I have enough money to deal with my car when when it comes repair time. But yeah, it's weird for me because I still wake up early in the morning. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go to the gym. It's a little bit unsettling. I've been in. This is the longest I've gone to the gym, and there's a great gym here in Ovita. But no, I get up and I end up working on the computer, so my neck's even stiffer from all the work. So here at K Tuanas is a great cafe, and let me go see. Maybe I can get a menu. I can show you the menu. Oh yeah. So I have permission to show you the menu here. This is K Tuanas Cafe. So the typical, that's like the beans and rice, but a lot of other things. It's super delicious. There is an extensive menu here. They used to have this. They used to have a chalkboard that had all this on it. But now it's right here. And finally, it's And I'll put directions on how to get here. I'll drop a pin down in the description. But it's it's down near the Salon Comunal here in Bahia, and they just remodeled it. It's really beautiful in here. That's the menu. Look, my shirt matches the background. Cool. So yeah, this I'll just get to check the comments. And yeah. So if you do come to the area, this is a great place for lunch, breakfast, dinner, and there's also dining outside. Let me just I'll just take you on a quick tour of, of what it is like inside, outside. But there's the beautiful decorations. Try not to bump into the fan. I'll take you to there's actually tables outside where you can eat. And you see right behind me, that building behind me is the Salon Comunal. That's where a lot of the activities take place. The when there's holidays, and they even have like people have anniversary parties and birthday parties there. But yeah, so this is a really kind of a mellow, laid back place, kind of where the cool guys gals go. So I was thinking of doing this. So I've been doing the Costa Rica daily life updates. So that's something I just do on my phone. I thought I could do one. So I could record a daily update during the live. Let me see. We had a question popping up here. Let's see. Like, I always do that. I disconnect my mouse. I can't figure out why my mouse doesn't work. I don't have a wireless mouse that I use on this. Here it's probably like 82 is always a safe bet. The temperature here is pretty consistent. You don't get a lot of leeway. But this time of year, it's chillier than other times. It might get into the like might dip down into the mid 70s here. But if you go, you just go a little ways up the mountain, and you get to really a lot colder. So I'm just gonna do a quick Costa Rica daily diary. I'll show you how that goes. It's just, yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. I'm seeing myself twice. Welcome to the Costa Rica daily diary for Thursday. And right now, I'm in the middle of a live stream here at K Tuanas Cafe. You see, we've got some traditional Costa Rican attire behind me. We've got tortador, we've got an ox cart, we've got some pecan, we've got corn. It's Independence Day is almost upon us. It's September 15th here in Costa Rica, and we're looking forward to that. Especially, I'm looking forward to the Diana, the Diana, which is on Monday. Which Monday is the 15th. That's where there's a caravan of cars. It goes through the town, waking everybody up and celebrating Costa Rica Independence Day. So I'll be doing some video of that. But right now, I'm in the middle of a live stream. See that live stream with that guy on there? Anyway, in the middle of a live stream, so I gotta cut this one short. So hasta luego, and thanks for checking in. And don't forget to check the live streams out on Thursdays at 8 usually. All right, hasta luego. So that's how I record the daily diaries, which are they're easy to do, but I don't make much money from YouTube in general, but like the YouTube Shorts, you don't make anything from. It's like they give you like 3 cents. So it's more just for fun and for communication, and it also brings in a new audience. I think a lot of people that my audience is, it's amazing how much of my audience is people that watch on televisions, because you can see the statistics on there. The statistics aren't always 100% accurate because it only includes the people that allow you to track them, basically. So you don't really get the full story, but it shows I have a lot of users that watch with television, some on the computer, but with the shorts, it's, of course, you get a lot more people that are on the phone. So that's a whole different audience. So that's one of the reasons I like doing shorts, other than the fact that they're very easy and they're kind of fun to do. There's no editing on the computer involved. Okay. Así, por favor. Cabernet, por. So I'm going to get a cup of coffee. I was going to, there's a word in Spanish for last call. If anybody knows how to pronounce it or knows what it is, it's serope. It's like a word for, like, you're getting ready to leave and you're going to have your last beer, and they call it the serope. That's not how it's pronounced. It's something like that, along those lines. I'm surprised Senior Don hasn't popped in. He's just down the road. I think of that, the last call. So the coffee here is really good. Don was commenting last week how the price on the coffee was so low. It's like, don't mention that. It's fine. It's good. It's good. But yeah, it's really good coffee, really good service, and really great restaurante. So I know that YouTube is they'll hear all the music here, and they'll hit me with a copyright thing, but muchas gracias. Necesito, muchas gracias. So here's a nice cup of Costa Rican coffee. Ooh, and they give you, like here, they give you a little cookie. That's a longer stay than you're used to. That'll be fun. Are you going to tour the country, or are you going to stay in one spot. That's one thing. Like I need to do. I need to do more exploring. Get this nice little cookie galleta. Mm. So at some point when I get ahead financially, I want to do the Great Costa Rican road trip because there's so much I haven't explored. And in my head, I had this vision of how this was going to go. I was gonna make a trip and do all this. I just things just kind of fell through and I procrastinate. That's one of the things I'm weak about. So that's what Kim's going to do. Kim's going to set himself up a base camp somewhere and then travel out from there, which is a good plan. The thing about it, traveling here, like compared to the U.S., right? A lot of us have done the U.S. cross country thing, like the epic U.S. road trip, and that's to get from the East Coast to the West Coast in the U.S. It's like it's a huge deal. You got it, when I was in my early 20s, I used to drive crazy. I would drive like 36 hours straight, and that would take you about halfway across the country. But when I travel across the country, I've done it a few times. I didn't really stop and enjoy things much. I was just like my I just was trying to get from point A to point B, and that's one of the things I've learned in life is that it's a silly saying. It's not a silly saying. It's a cliche, but it's not the journey. It's the destination. And like you're told that your whole life, and then eventually at some point in your life, it really resonates with you. You're like, oh yeah, I guess you're right about that. And I kind of preach that all the time about when people are coming to Costa Rica, they're distracted about seeing so many different things. So, like I've had people that come and they say we just want to do as many different things as we can. We want to, they think they're getting their money's worth if they do more activities. Whereas like the last people I had, like the last day, because they had their second day free, the last day we just did two different things. What did we do? We did, now I can't remember because I've been to so many places. Like, no, we went to play Arco, which is a long trip, and we didn't rush it. Even though you have to rush it a little bit because to get in and out, the tide comes in, and you have to be mindful of the tide. So our time there was limited. Otherwise, we could have spent the whole day at Arco. Then after Arco, we just went to Cascada Pazul. Cascada. I have a thing about certain words. Cascada Pazul. Cascada Pozo Azul, and that was pretty cool. So one of the things that I really like about these guys, like most people will go to a waterfall and they'll look at the waterfall and maybe they'll go in the waterfall and some people are just like, okay, the waterfall, then they leave. But these guys is like they don't even the first thing they do isn't go look at the waterfall. The first thing they're doing is exploring. And we went to the first day with them. We went to Cascada uh, Pavon. They didn't go to the waterfall. They went downstream and they found these like really cool frogs that I'd never seen before. And and then same thing with Cascada Pozo Azul. They went hiking up above the falls and they found these great big prawns or like crayfish, but the thing looked like a lobster. He was holding it up in the air like this. I'll have the video of that. It was just really interesting, just the exploring that they would do. And yeah, this some people are just they just vibe. They were vibing with the environment and they didn't want to leave. And another thing, what the guy did in this tour, he has a like a late model iPhone, and he went over the Uvita waterfall holding on to the phone. My first thought was, can you get your phone wet like that? My second is, are you going to be able to hold the phone over the falls? But it was not a problem. It wasn't a problem, and he's supposed to send me some of the video. I need to get a hold of those guys and get that video, because I just had to strap the GoPro to him for the day. It was he would make a great scout for a scouting party or something. So yeah, everybody has their different ways of seeing things, and sometimes there's older people that they need level services to walk on, and that's fine, and we can explore things that way. And some, maybe even if it's just by car, I've had some people that, like 90% of the time, we were in a car driving around and exploring. Other people, they're like the last group, they're adventurous. And another thing is too, it's like I can take you to places and show you things, but I'm not like, I can't tell you not to do this, but I can tell you, maybe you don't want to do that. It's a little dangerous, but I'm not going to say, hey, stop, you can't do that. I'm just taking you there. I'm not in charge of your safety. You're always in charge of your own safety. It's easy saying, got 12 days and 2 days travel on a jet. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people end up, traveling a lot. I think it's way better just to get in an area and explore. But I've taken that to the extreme. I've moved here and I haven't really got out of this area very much. But of course, I've been to Panama, I've been to Golfito, and I know this southern zone pretty well. Cincinnati. Oh, I know you guys. Yeah, you guys. I follow you guys on Facebook. Yeah, and your kids have a YouTube channel, right? I think. So what do you like better? You like yes, they do have a channel. I I have friends that are Ticos that go back and forth to the States. I just can't imagine wanting to leave Costa Rica. Like, I think it's just so much more enjoyable here. But I think a lot of people go for financial opportunities in the States. It's nice. I mean, it's good. It's good if I think you guys are a couple. You both have family here and there, so you kind of got your feet in both worlds. I guess that's kind of cool too. You get to explore both cultures. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Next time you're in Uvita, get a hold of me. Maybe we can do a video. I need to do more collaboration videos. You guys, I like your story. You got the whole couple thing going. And that's great too for like for making videos and stuff. When there's two people, that I know the Dufresnes. They used to do videos in Costa Rica. They actually moved. They're in Asia. I'm not sure exactly where in Asia they're going to end up, but sometimes he ends up tuning in. Chris does, but yeah, it's bad. I always wish I had a camera person, because there's a lot of stuff I don't video, because like a lot of times if I'm leading a tour on the Uvita Day adventure, I don't really want to get myself out of the moment by recording. I want to make sure that I'm attentive to what the clients need. All right. So, do you guys have family in Uvita? I have to go back to that. So Cincinnati is so much different than Costa Rica, especially in the wintertime. I can't imagine you want to be in Cincinnati in the wintertime. Yeah, that would be a great subject for a video. Just like talking about your story, how you guys met, how long you've been together, and this is really good coffee. It's don't tell Daniel that I'm drinking this. My official coffee is Cafe Don Emilio, but this is Brit coffee, and Brit's pretty good coffee. It's as far as in my opinion, as far as the national brands go, it's pretty good. But I'm one of those loyal people that feel guilty if I'm patronizing another business. That's why I do have one main company I work with Whale Tours, and I do have one company that I exclusively work with for the Serpe Riverboat Tours. And, when you build a relationship like that, and I always joke with Danier because, when you go out and drink coffee, it's not always Cafe Don Emilio, but a lot of the businesses here, I really root for them because I've seen them when I first came here in 2021. I saw the businesses coming back from COVID, and the first a lot of the people I've met here I met like this. It was like everybody was like this because it was COVID and everybody was it was just getting through with COVID. Businesses were opening up again, and it was just amazing that the businesses here survived without tourism for that length of time. So yeah, they got my respect. Yeah, it's always money is the thing that we always have to chase. It's not easy, and it's really not easy here in Costa Rica, as you guys probably know. So yes, but I'm very optimistic. There's a lot of things happening for me that I'm really excited about, and I just have to keep working at it. And yeah, I do a lot. I don't know if anybody out here is familiar with the Stoic philosophies, but I'm not like a Rhodes scholar that knows a lot about these things. But I just get a lot of inspiration from different things. Like there's one quote that I always forget how it goes, but because I think I'm a little dyslexic, but it's the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. So the things that cause you problems that are the most trying things in your life are the things that force you out of your comfort zone and force you to not procrastinate. They force you to make that uncomfortable phone call or that uncomfortable video where and it's not always easy for me because I like being in front of the camera. I spent most of my life as a photographer behind the camera. That's where I'm more comfortable. But I like being able to. It's like what do they call it? Crowdsource. It's a crowdsource kind of thing. It's like we're all kind of networking in a way. But lives are hard for me because I am like the dog with the squirrel, so I'm distracted about the next topic. But I just know at this moment I've got a really delicious cup of coffee that I've been given in front of me. So yeah, I was going to try to do a live from Senior Don's house. He's right above the Supermercado Beme, the BM Supermercado in the middle of town in Uvita. That's a pretty interesting place up there. Maybe um, I might do an impromptu video during the Independence Day. If I can't really do it I can't really use my phone for a hotspot unless, you know, with my Colby plan. But if I did I used eSIM that wasn't super expensive. But you know, at this point, to me, everything's expensive. But if I could do a live stream from one of the events, that would be pretty cool. So this is like probably my fourth or fifth cup of coffee today, just because I'm not going to the gym, but I still wake up before 4 o'clock. So yeah, I end up going on the computer and doing some work. When I work, I always drink coffee. Coffee's the reward, and I don't need coffee to wake up. That's it. That expression is I don't I don't drink I don't drink coffee to wake up. I wake up to drink coffee because I just love coffee. I already when I wake up, I'm already ready and revved up to go. And I take a nice cold shower. By that time, I'm super ready. And you know, the cold showers here in Costa Rica aren't like the cold showers like in Cincinnati or Massachusetts or upstate New York or Northern California or Northern Germany. It's uh, it's more of a like a cool shower, but I mean, it is invigorating. So I do less showers. So the groups are all heading out to go on their world tours now. There's a really nice little park right across the way here, and that's one of the projects with the Adibo. That's the community kind of like the community involvement thing. With there's a guy Calvin here that always kind of coordinates these things, and they're going to be uh, raising the ground on the park because it's sunk down a little bit, and now when it rains, it just, you know, fills up with water. So they need to bring the level of the dirt up a little bit higher for the park. But it's a nice little park because it gives you much needed shade, and there's places for you know, kids to swing but this is really like this time of day. It's nice to be down here. I'm looking out, just watching some of the tour operators go by with their boats, and there's I don't know how many. There's at least 15 tour operators here, and some of them are farther away from the entrance. So you know, you see groups of people in life jackets marching down to the beach. But if you go to Dolphin Tours, just a little short walk. So that's another reason why Dolphin Tours is always my first choice for tours. And if you do book with Dolphin Tours, make sure you tell them Ed from Costa Rica Story sent you. So yeah, that's one of the things I wish I learned sooner. When there goes another boat headed out. Have to flip the camera out to the boats in a minute. But yeah, referrals are where a lot of people make their money here. Not a lot of money, but you get enough referrals together. One of the things they added here was a booth. They've got a really nice booth over in the corner. So this is a really comfortable place. You're not going to find very many places in this area that have air conditioning, but they have fans here. Like like people are surprised when I tell them that, you know, there's no gyms with fans here. But no, there's no gyms with air conditioning here. There's fans. Of course they have fans, but no, you go to the gym and it's you're pretty much in the ambient temperature. Well, I can't believe Senior Don is not even checking in. He must have had a late night. I'm just gonna go look out the front door and see if there's a group coming up with life jackets, because that's always interesting to watch that parade. Goodbye. Hold on. Yeah, they're all going from the other side, I guess. No, it's pretty exciting. So one of the things I want to do is I'm going to get a list of some of my favorite not tour operators, but guides. I have guides that are experts in different ones that are experts in birds. Some are experts also in ancient history. There's a tour of the ancient spheres. I don't know if you know what the ancient spheres here are, but there's actually some here, right here in Uvita. But they're these perfectly round spheres that were made, like, they're pre-Columbian. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but that's what they say about the pre-Columbian. So that means they're really super old. And there's down towards Serpe and like in Palmer, there's a lot of those stones there. And I have a friend that does a tour down there. I know a couple people that do different history tours. I have a friend that does a tour of Uvita that explains the history of Uvita and how much Uvita has changed over the last few years. And the history, well, there's a lot of things that have changed in a relatively short time. I think the national park here, I don't think was formed until like 89. So sorry, distracted by a hummingbird. There's people here that have seen this place so much different than it is now. There was, I mean, hardly any paved roads, down anywhere. And now it's hard to find a dirt road unless you go up to the mountains. Up to the mountains, it's still pretty much dirt. But here in Bahia and Uvita, it's mostly, you're just going to see mostly paved roads. All right, so I think I've been jabbering long enough, so I'm gonna like give you one more promo. Just go to uvitaday.com, and if share this with a friend, if you know somebody that's interested in coming to Uvita, doing tours or buying property. Other things I'm going to be getting into. I think I've realized that you need to be into a lot of different things to survive here. So uvitaday.com. But that's all I've got for this edition of Costa Rica Story Live. Make sure you like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, but most importantly, share this video and this channel with a friend. Seriously, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll try to get here again for another live stream. Not sure the location, but trying for every Thursday at 8. It's harder for me to book a guest because I'm not, like, I didn't know till like last night if I was going to do this for sure. So it's hard for me to do a guest, because I was thinking my friend Calvin, who's a Tico, he's a super great guy for information, and he's always trying to get gringos involved in different things. He would have been great to talk to him about the Deanna, but we'll get him on here at some point. But yeah, I just need to get my ducks in a row. All right, so I'm going to sign off. I'm going to finish my cup of coffee, and you all have a great day. All right, hasta luego.